Welcome back. All right, news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet. Again, it is Tuesday, of course. Still, at least for me, it's still Tuesday. Where you're watching this, it may not be Tuesday any longer. Just a little bit of news to report on before I turn in, and I wait to see what's going on with the early games, and I report on a little bit of stuff with the early games, and then the late games I'll talk about in the morning as need be. So we'll start off, and injuries are a thing. We haven't played a game of the regular season yet, and it feels like there's a lot of key injuries, including for the Ottawa Senators, worryingly, Linus Ullmark. Ullmark hasn't practiced since last week, so he hasn't been out there. Travis Green, when asked about it, said he tweaked something. So we're not going to be told what exactly the nature of the injury is, which is standard National Hockey League procedure. And we're not going to be given a timeline on when he might return. Obviously, for Ottawa, the goaltending was a big part of the reason why they missed the playoffs this past season. So you need Ullmark to be healthy and ready to go when we reach the second week of October, when the Ottawa Senators are going to get into playing games. You want to make sure Ullmark's ready to go there. So it's probably nothing major, but again, it's something to keep an eye on, as Ullmark has a huge role to play with the Ottawa Senators this season and a potential playoff run for them. So Nosek left a game early the other night. I don't report on guys leaving games early because right now during the preseason it's happening a lot. However, when that player's going to be out for a while, it gets on the board as Nosek has. It's an upper body injury, and all they're saying is he's going to be out for some time. Which again, when I hear sometime, my first thought is, so at least 2 weeks. I go with at least 2 weeks because otherwise they're going to say day to day, or well, we're going to look at it in a week. When they say, oh, it's going to be sometime, it's going to be week to week, immediately I think at least 2 weeks then. So the Florida Panthers have some depth, and this is going to test that a little bit. But yeah, hopefully Nosek's good to go for the start of the season. Yes, you do have to watch how you say that name, because otherwise it can sound like something very different. The San Jose Sharks, Askarov, dealing with a lower body injury, won't be in the lineup against Anaheim. What is it with goalies right now? Anyways, he won't be in the lineup against the Anaheim Ducks, and so we'll see how things go. But again, as I've mentioned before, if Askarov's not good to go, you just start him in the AHL for this season. You go with Vanacek, you go with Blackwood, and then as need be later on, if you decide to move one of Blackwood or Vanacek, you can bring Askarov up from the Barracuda. Bordeleau, lower body injury. He's out week to week as well. For Bordeleau, there's a lot of young guys coming into the lineup. He's not going to want to get lost in the mix. So again, week to week means minimum 2 weeks. And so that would very likely put him in the minors to start the season. I'd be kind of surprised if he doesn't. But either way, for San Jose, I think Bordeleau has a pretty bright future. Another player who's week to week, also a lower body injury, is Fedor Svechkov for the Nashville Predators. Week to week, and he's kind of I mean, in terms of prospects, he's one of those guys in the middle where he could end up being a real steal for them. Should he play games for the Preds? We'll see once he's done with this injury, again, week to week, minimum 2 weeks. We'll see whether or not they keep him around. Odds are he's not going to be starting the season in Nashville anyways, but this robs him of an opportunity to show them during the preseason what he can do. So it's a tough break that way. Good news for Utah and their fans. The practice facility, a temporary one, has been finished. They were up against the deadline. They got it done before the deadline. Now they're looking to build a permanent practice facility that will be ready next season. That's the plan, is to have the permanent practice facility ready next season. It was one of the conditions for Utah to get the team from Arizona. And yeah, they're on track to get that done. But the temporary practice facility looks pretty good. Team's happy with it. And so there you go. It's one more thing Utah's getting done. I will say, after years of reporting on Arizona and things not getting done and everything kind of, well, they might get this finished, it's been nice to see Utah just dealing with all of these issues immediately, and I think it bodes well for the team there. So we'll see how things go. The reason I'm wearing a Flyers jersey, they signed Makiniemi, goaltender, to a 1-year, 2-way deal. It's worth $775,000 at the NHL level, $200,000 at the AHL level. He was on a professional tryout, so this is a guy who turned a PTO into a contract. So all the best to Makiniemi on this, and we'll see how things go for him this coming season. Gives Philadelphia a little bit of goaltending depth. It's going to be Fedotov and Ersson at the NHL level. And with Kolosov not coming over, Makiniemi has a spot on the team. So it opens up a job right there for Makiniemi. Ryan Lingren, and this is the thing. This is an exception I'm going to use. So Lingren has left the game tonight against the New York Islanders, will not return. So why would I put that on the board? Well, it's an upper body injury, and if Lindgren's not returning to the game, he's hurt. So that's a general rule. If Ryan Lindgren doesn't return to a game, that usually means he's going to be out for a while. Because I swear, the guy would come back out dragging medical personnel, on his feet, telling him, "No, you got to stay back here." He's only half man. I think he's half cyborg. I've talked about this before. So yes, Ryan Lindgren is the exception if he's out of a game, and I've talked about this before when I do reviews. Lindgren didn't return to the game. He's hurt. So all the best to Ryan Lindgren, but he did leave the game against the Islanders, and they have said he will not be returning. We'll see what the status is for him, but it's an upper body injury. If you're a Rangers fan, the idea of not having Lindgren in the lineup, terrifying. Hopefully it's not a big deal. Hopefully it's an abundance of caution being exercised here. And in that same game, Anthony Duclair making quite the impression. And the important part is he's not just making an impression, he's making an impression for his play with Matthew Barzal. So the chemistry seems to be there. It is just preseason. I know these games don't mean anything, but it's something to keep an eye on if you're an Islanders fan. Anthony Duclair signs with the Islanders, had other options, decided to play there. Had to turn off the air conditioner, forgot I had that on. Anyways, Duclair's chemistry is important, and if he's going to play a top-line role, that's a good way to get it done. So, the New York Islanders, we know you're going to get good goaltending and good defense. If Duclair really gives them that boost offensively, it could help the Islanders out a lot, and they're seeking another playoff spot in 2025. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.